Hi, I'm Ryan Gindelsberger with First Team Advertising, and I'm proud to introduce this evening's sponsor to you. We all know how much the Smith family and Laurel Auto Group do to support initiatives in our community. So we caught up with Matt at Laurel Toyota, and we asked him to tell us a little bit more about what they're doing to promote cancer awareness and why tonight is so important to them. So we're here with Matt. Matt, how you doing?
Great, Ryan. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
So this is such a great event. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Taunia Oechslin Girls Night Out?
Sure, it'd be great. You know, I didn't know a lot about Taunia Oechslin's Girls Night Out until last year. Other than my wife being able to go and attend the event in prior years, it was something that I wasn't too familiar with. And when I got a chance to meet some of the committee members last year and to learn a little bit more about the cause, I think the thing that struck me the most was how much that we actually have in common. And I never met Taunia, unfortunately, but I know that she's a person with the same kind of spirit that my mom had. And I think when I understand the event as a pay it forward project that she started when she was diagnosed at a terribly young age at 36, that it reminds me a lot of what happened with my mom, who was also diagnosed at a young age. She was diagnosed and passed away within a few years. My mother was diagnosed and passed away within a few years. And while they didn't have the same type of cancer, obviously Taunia was breast and my mother was ovarian. Again, so many different similarities that had happened and what it was. And her goal was to educate women about breast cancer, to understand the value of what early detection can mean, and to receive proper treatment. And that is exactly what my mother felt too was so important. And I think both of these women felt as though, how do I take such a negative thing and turn it into a positive through the efforts of what she started. And there's a lot of women in the room tonight that have committed amazing amounts of time and energy to carry this on into, I think, their 10th year now, and we've been going for 16 in our charity foundation. And so when I figured out so many different things that we aligned on, I felt like this was a great place for not only the Smith family but the Laurel Auto Group family to partner up and try to help team up to make a difference together.
It really is incredible. You mentioned your foundation, right? You guys started a foundation. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
My mom felt that it was incredibly important to extend the reach and the message as to listening to your body and understanding the symptoms so that you could become better at detecting things sooner. And she always used to say that if we can just help one woman, then we're going to make a difference. And so in 2001, a year after she was diagnosed, she encouraged us she said, you guys are always good at raising the money, but how do you want to do that? And we decided to start a golf tournament, which she spearheaded the efforts. And so here we are moving into 2016's event later in July, and we've been going strong ever since. And the foundation has raised a little over $1.5 million, and we've given back hundreds of thousands of dollars into the communities. We carry forward a message of education and awareness of gynecological cancers in Cambria and Somerset counties, and we push that message very hard in September, which is the awareness month, where we've turned the town teal. Many of you may have seen the teal ribbons around town or watched our public service announcements on TV or seen our print publications, among other things. And so we've tied in with the Bishop McCourt group and also with some of the other school districts and tried to get in touch with the children in the grade schools and in the high schools at a much earlier age so that we can push the message just as wide as we possibly can. So I think that we share, again, so many similarities, but our foundation is really happy to be able to partner here because I look out and know that I'm looking virtually at this crowd tonight, but there's 850 women in this room, and there's just not a better audience for us to be able to spread our message. And in the spirit of Taunia and what she's doing, we feel like this is a great chance to partner up and also spread our message tonight.
Yeah, it really is. And to be honest with you, I mean, both of these organizations are really doing great things. How do you keep that going? You know, what are your goals for the future?
I think we ask ourselves that same question all the time. One of it is it's a passion and a labor of love. You know, there's not a day that doesn't go by that I'm sure many of the ladies here tonight think about Taunia. I think about my mom often, and I think about how she would have been helping my kids or been in a different, if things might have been different. But we don't waste a lot of time thinking about what could have been, but we focus the energy on how to continue to spread the word. And again, I always have that in the back of my head that she always used to say, if we can just help one lady, then we're making a difference. And I think when you look at something like fighting cancer, it's just a battle that you think it'd be very easy to give up on. But when you think about people like my mom and especially Taunia, that they didn't have any quit in them. They battled and battled right to the bitter end, and they felt they had so much to live for, and it gave them such an energy. And I think if all of us can take some of that energy out of what they believed in, and that's sort of the fuel for our passion. And we have a saying in our company that my father started 32 years ago when it began, and that's to have a marathon mentality. We don't look at things in business or in life like any one transaction doesn't make or break anything, but rather the sum of all parts. And I think that taking that marathon mentality when you live your life or go to battle against cancer is a critical piece. And I think that I want to thank the people in the room tonight, all the volunteers, the tireless hours that you've all spent. I've seen some pictures of that room. I don't know if you have, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I think that I would just say that all of you, we put a little token of our appreciation of you helping to pledge and fight against ovarian and breast cancers, and that's this pin that I'm wearing, the LinkedIn pink pin, the teal and the pink. So there is some genetic evidence of a linking of the two cancers. But I think more than anything, when you put that pin on, pat yourself on the back, because just by being here tonight, all of you are taking the pledge to help fight back against these terrible diseases, and I think that pin is a way of all of us saying that we're bonded together with that. So I think I've taken up enough of your time. Ryan, thank you very much for hosting this. We really appreciate you giving us the chance to spread our message tonight. And last but not least, have fun and enjoy your girls' night out.